Welcome back, everybody. So we do have some big earnings from Oracle. We have some earnings from Adobe, Dick's Sporting Good, lots of big earnings. And if you want to take a screenshot, go ahead and do that. It's going to come handy going into next week. CNN Fear and Greed Index also sitting at extreme fear 20. It's reading at 20. And then we have some big data coming out on Wednesday. We have the CPI numbers. That's going to move the market. On top of that, we also have PPI coming out on Thursday morning, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Welcome back, everybody. So this is gonna be a quick update video for you guys on stock market. And before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated, guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and you want to support the channel, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. All right, so what we got here in the market, we got Dow Jones going up on Friday, 0.5%. We got Nasdaq from going down and going under daily 200 SMA, coming back up and up 0.70%. S&P did the same thing. It was down over 1%, almost 1.5%, and now closing in the green, up over 0.5%. Russell going up 0.33%. Here's 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500, and we saw the big rally led by utilities, energy stocks, and technology, industrials, real estate. Took a beating here: consumer defensive, financial, consumer cyclical, basic materials, and healthcare. It's actually in the green. Now, week to date performance right here, you can see financial was the big lagger, down almost 5%. Then we have consumer cyclical, Amazon, Tesla, both are down. Technology also there, 3.5 almost. Energy, utilities, and the leading sector here was basic materials and healthcare. Now, stock market map. What do we got here on stock market map? Lots of things happening. You can see Microsoft again going down almost 1% on Friday. Nvidia, despite the sell-off, was able to put a green day out there on Friday, up 1.92%. Then we got Apple going up 1.59%, Google up almost 1%, Meta flat, Tesla flat, Amazon down 0.72%, Eli Lilly going down almost 5%. We got big names from consumer defensive. Taking it down, Walmart and Costco both are down on the day. Costco with earnings down over 6%. And you can see financial not really doing great. JPM down almost 2%. Wells Fargo down over 2.20%. And some of these healthcare names are up, like UNH, you got Pfizer, and then MRK. Now, utility names are doing really good right here. You can see a lot of greens right here, even the energy names. So a big bounce here on energy as well last week on Friday. All right, so I'm going to start with S&P 500. Here in this case, we have SPY Cash ETF. Now, if you look at my screen, this is the daily 200 SMA, which is sitting pretty much exactly at $570. Now, it looks like, at least as of right now, to me, yes, market is not bullish. We're in a downtrend on daily chart, even on weekly. But if you look at my screen, this was a total failure from the sellers. Look below and fell. Now, it's not bullish. I'm not saying that we're going to the moon and going back up to the all-time highs, but from the sellers, they would want to say this trading underneath this daily 200 SMA, and that did not take place on Friday. Now, if you look at my screen, and that is why I'm actually doing this on TradingView, not on Webull, but shortly I'll get there. You can see this was the next big level right here, 565, 566. We got a massive bounce off of that level. We got a green body hammer candle, and now it's trading over this key level right here, 573. So going into Monday's session, few things I want you guys to watch. Daily 200 SMA and this support 573. 573 to 570 needs to hold. If we come back down, we take out daily 200 SMA, and possibly we take out this low from Friday, then definitely do not count on this, bullish hammer candle. There will be more downside here in the market. Otherwise, only thing I would say that there is a huge chance this might be the bottom. I'm not calling this a bottom, but this might be the bottom, especially how it's shaking out all the people before going higher, going underneath this daily 200 SMA and then coming right back up. So going into next week, key levels to watch 573, 570, daily 200 SMA, and 565.78 down to even 562 right here. Now, if this thing gets a bounce, where to look for a resistance here? Definitely 578, and then over that, watch out for this big level right here, guys. 584 to 585. This is where we got a rejection last week on Wednesday. So that's going to be a big level to watch. Over that, definitely we got a big shot where this thing can go up even up to 590 to 600. But I'm not saying that's going to happen next week. So watch out. There is a big move coming next week with CPI and PPI. On Dow Jones, it was up just over 0.5%. And you can see we got this big sell off on Friday all the way down to 422. And then we got the bounce. And now it's sitting right on top of this 5-day moving average, 428. So that's going to be a key line in the sand going into Monday's session. But if you look at it, bar to bar, we got a lower high. And now, if this thing cannot hold 428, cannot make any progress back up to the upside, you're going to see a sell off back down to 423, and possibly the next level will be down here at 416. Now, if this thing can hold 428, we might see a push up to 433. In that case, it's going to look more bullish for a move up to 436.46. From there, it can go and push even higher. On triple Q, it's up 0.74%. So let's talk about some news with tariff, Mexico, Canada, and Chinese tariff, and they're firing back also at Trump, pausing at some point and then saying that it will go on and off and on, all that. Now, I don't care what is going on with Trump and tariffs, but I'm loving this market, and especially if you're a day trader, you're going to love this market because last week and the week before we had a great time in the market. This year, probably the best time in the market was last 2 weeks. Now, I know this may not sound good to some people that are actually day trading and losing money because they're new to this market and they don't know what direction market is going. They're just blindly going in, buying the dip or shorting pretty much near the lows and losing money. And that's why, I welcome you. If you're really serious about trading, you will see how many trades I put out every week. And last 2 weeks was fantastic. Last week and the week before, we made a killing on my Patreon. So if you're really serious about trading, definitely check out my link down below in the description, guys. Now, with that being said, why I love this market right now? Well, volatility. One word, and the expected move is the other thing. Because look at this move here. On Qs, 480 to almost 493. That is a 12 to $13 move. If you caught it at the right time, you made money. And unfortunately, few people made money. We actually caught SPX pretty much near the lows on Friday, and that thing bounced 80 points. That is a huge move to the upside, guys. Unfortunately, I got in, because as soon as that thing went up, I put a stop at break even, and you can see it on 5 minute or 15. There was a double bottom, and then it actually went back up. I got stopped out, but fortunately, somebody called out on Tesla and Microsoft within my Patreon group, and I caught on Microsoft and Tesla, and those were really fantastic. But some people had 15-20% stop on SPX. They made good money because we caught that bottom pretty much on Friday. And that is why, these type of moves, you just have to wait. You cannot rush things. You cannot jump early. You cannot get out early. And you got to have some patience. So Trump, I think, is doing a great job, especially with the market. I'm just loving this market because the market going both ways. You see big move down and then big pop, right? Same thing happened here. Big move down and then a pop, right? So it's been really a fantastic week last week, and even the week before was. And I will be, updating and posting those expected moves, and I think they're pretty large again next week. So prepare for more volatility next week. And these are like, if you're a day trader and you cannot make money on these types of moves, all you need, like, I'm not saying go catch $12 to the upside or to the downside. If you can catch $4, $5, 6, That is all you need to make money, as long as you're on the right side of the trade and you're not trading without a stop loss. That is all you need. Before, when the market was grinding and going higher, we had no opportunities. I warned people that, I'm not buying this dip, I'm not doing anything here. This is really tough, to get a trade, because market just grinding and going higher really slowly, so you're not making a lot of money. But look at these moves. Look at Friday, 12 $13 on Qs. SPY, same thing. We had big moves on Dow Jones and even on IWM. So going into next week, we got similar thing. We got high volume buying, hammer type candle, green body hammer, guys. Green body hammer. So next week, key level of support will be down here at 490. We can break and hold right here, I would say 495, 5-day moving average. We might go back up to 500 to 503. That's going to be the upside target. Now, if this is actually a lower high, and the volume and the hammer candle does not mean anything, and we come back down and we take out the daily 200 SMA, and then this low down here, which is 480, you will see more selling, which is going to be down to 478, and who knows, maybe even down here at 460 at some point. And here on IWM, nothing big. And you can see came down to almost 202, went back up to 207, immediately got a rejection, and now trading at 205. So here on IWM, definitely nothing big, but it's getting a bit oversold. So I would not be surprised to see some sort of a counter trend rally back up to the upside. That does not mean that we're bullish on IWM and everything is fine. We might see a counter trend rally. That is totally possible, all the way back up to 210. So going into Monday's session, your key line in the sand, 202 to 200. If this thing bounces back up and can get it over this level right here, 207, and this negative sloping 5-day moving average, this blue line on my screen, then you're going to see a push up to 210, possibly up to even 213.67 on IWM. On VIX, it was actually crossed on Friday, down 6%. Now, before we get into this chart with VIX, I saw a lot of people on X, even within my Patreon group, they're actually shorting the market on Friday. Near the lows on SPY, on Qs, it's extremely suicidal trade, guys. I mean, it's your money. You can do whatever you want to do with it, but just my humble advice, do not short into the hole. You're going to lose money in the market. I haven't been shorting the market, especially for the last 1 week. There is no big pop. Why would I go and short the market? We shorted things that are actually going up. Like on Friday, we shorted Broadcom. In the morning, right at opening, it was 70% quick, 70%. So that was nice. But it was up, right? It was up, and the Kramer was going after it. So that's why we got paid. But then it actually bounced with the market. They had really good earnings. I didn't want to hold. It was a 0 DTE option. It was expiring the same day. So if we shorted, the market near the lows, guess what? If you stayed over, you lost a lot of money. So you cannot do that. There will be time when market was going higher, and I was saying that I'm not buying here, not here on VIX, on S&P 500. That it's really tough to be in new money long. That is when you go and short if you want to really short the market. But you want to go long here in the market. Over time, market only goes up. You don't see market going down to zero, right? You don't see SPY going down to zero unless there is some catastrophic event taking place. Even with that, I don't think it's going to go down to zero, right? World has to end, and then maybe it'll just be zero, right? So just be careful, shorting the market when market is oversold, and fear and greed index reading at 20, extreme fear, and we are getting all these big moves in the market from especially Trump sitting in the office, and with all these news coming out with tariff and inflation and egg prices and all kinds of news, guys. And then we got all these earnings coming out next week. So here on VIX, one clear thing I would say here on VIX, watch this trend line, which is sitting close to 23, and that's the support. Also, the 5-day moving average rising, so it's bullish. We did hold over 23. 23 gives up, and this thing stays under 23. Well, you will see market going up, and this thing coming down to 20, possibly down to 18. Now, at some point, VIX still on an uptrend. So I'm not saying market totally bullish and just go and buy everything. That's not the message. If this thing breaks over 26, it can go up to 28 to 30s, possibly even higher. It's on this uptrend right here lately last 2 weeks. So watch out for this uptrend to break. Then you're going to see market really finding its bottom and going even higher. Now I want to quickly look at the TLT, the bond market, and you can see it actually took a huge dump off from these highs and now huge rejection at 91 from this daily 200 SMA. So if you look at my screen, this big level needs to hold right here at 90. We do have this gap fully closed right here on TLT. So that is something really to watch next week. If this thing does not hold here at 90, we might see further dump off right here on TLT, and that should give us a bottom in the market. Now, if this thing rises back up and gets back over 91, we might be pushing back up to 94 here in this case, and that's going to put a lot more pressure on the overall stock market. Now, what is happening with the dollar? That thing also took a massive hit on Friday, and look at this. It came back up and now holding it at 103, and it's under daily 200 SMA, which is sitting at almost 105. So watch out here on dollar as this thing comes down with all these tariff wars that are happening, with Trump and all the other countries. Dollar definitely feeling the effect, and this thing falling from the skies. You can see, I mean, it was right here just about a couple of weeks ago, and now trading near 103 to even 100. On 10-year yield, it was up on Friday 0.68% and it got up to 4.32, and that is where we closed. Now you can see how big of a level this 4.32 is. If this thing can actually stay over that level, we might see a push up to this gap 4.39 to even 4.46. But if this thing gets a rejection here, we'll come back down to 4.24. 4.17. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Please don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're new here, definitely subscribe, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated going into Monday night.